Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of what we do, every time. And where do we start from? Or where do I start from? Yesterday, Man United versus Sevilla at Old Trafford. It was one of those games where we were very terrible. We were absolutely horrible. We were crap. And in the first 25 minutes, we were looking like world beaters. We were going to defeat Sevilla by, let's say, maybe 3 or 4 goals, or even 5 goals, because we were right at it. We were, all these guys, we battered them. They didn't have a sniff at our posts. And in less than 10 minutes to go, and Sevilla were right back in the game. We had an injury to one of our most important players in Alessandro Martinez, who is going to be out for some time. Listening to Eric Ten Hag's pre-Nottingham Forest interview today, he mentioned that it's not yet 24 hours, so he cannot ascertain how long Alessandro Martinez is going to be out for Man United. But anyway, you try to look at it, it's a big and a massive blow because he's been one of our key players, if not, the best. And in that back line, he's been solid, he's been aggressive, he builds out from the back. And we are going to be missing Alessandro Martinez for God knows how long. But we are Man United, and Ten Hag will always say we have a squad that can always fill in whenever another player is missing. And we have Harry Maguire, who had, I don't know, Harry Maguire, for crying out loud. When is the luck going to shine on you, brother? When is the luck of a Man United captain going to be bestowed on you, Harry Maguire? Why does it always have to be Harry Maguire? Why would every disappointment, every crap play, every unfortunate incident, every own goal, it's always Harry Maguire? If we had a Varane in that same position, or Alessandro Martinez in that position, or even a Victor Lindelof in that position, Harry Maguire was yesterday, and we end again with 2-1. But because it's Harry Maguire, and it looks like the whole bad luck in the world is on the Manchester United captain, and hit him on the face and inside the goal. Like, how come? Don't you think it is the right time for us to do away with Harry Maguire? Don't you feel it's about time we say, you know what, we bought you for £80 million? Because Harry Maguire is not even a £50 million player. Talk more, a £80 million player. He was bought by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and given the captain armband. And he's been, apart from the first season, which he was decent, subsequent seasons, he's been crap. I cannot I can't look at Harry Maguire in the face and say, you know what, next season we're gonna build in a world class team and you're gonna be part of it. Absolutely not. Do you think it's about time Harry Maguire says, you know what, arrivederci, ciao, bye, and then leave Manchester United? Because we cannot keep on taking these performances every match day. If it's not Harry Maguire incident, he cannot be reliable. That's the issue with Harry Maguire. On the England scene, Gary Southgate will always say, oh, he's a great guy. He's a great guy in the dressing room. He's a leader. He's the captain of Manchester United. It's all titles. I'm going to put it. It's all titles. When it comes to what happens on the pitch, Lisandro Martinez was injured yesterday, which I'm going to be coming to shortly. Lisandro Martinez was injured yesterday, and I'm quite sure if Bruno Fernandes was on the pitch yesterday, captaining us, he would not allow Acuna and Montiel to lift up Lisandro Martinez out of the pitch, because it was a tactical ploy by the Sevilla players, who are quite street smart, who are intelligent. And then notice, we were done with our five substitutes. We were done with the five substitutes. We didn't have any other option to bring in anybody because we were done. And at that point, we needed leaders. We needed Harry Maguire to step up and say, you know what? He's going to be on the pitch to the medics are in here. He's going to be on the pitch to the physios are in here. But he was lost in the occasion. It's like he's playing in a big game and he doesn't actually remember that he's the captain of Manchester United. He should be stamping his feet and saying, you know what, you guys are not going to get this guy out of the pitch. He's going to remain on the pitch till the medics or the physios come in. Well, he's flipping his hair and all that kind of stuff. Sevilla had the momentum and then back into the game. Christ. We drew that game 2 times. It's going to be difficult for us going next week to Seville and the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium. It is a nightmare for any team in Europa League, to go to the Sevilla Stadium and get a result. They've played 34 knockout games in the Europa League and they've won 31. 34 knockout games, 34 wins. We cannot go to penalties next week. No chance. Nah. We cannot go to penalties. We have to win against Sevilla. There is no Rashford. There is no Martinez. There is no Luke Shaw. There is no Varane. There is no Alejandro Garnacho. We saw what Elanga did when he came on the pitch yesterday. He was woeful. But you know for a fact, if Garnacho had those minutes that Anthony Elanga had yesterday, he would have made an impact. But Elanga was being rubbish. And that's what Ten Hag has to face on Sunday against Nottingham Forest, and also next week Sunday in Seville. We're going to be missing key players. We have a massive injury list. Do you think we have what it takes to win our next two away games? And let's not forget, we've got, the upper week, right? The upper week, we have, which is next week, right? We have Brighton, a semi-final, kickoff at Wembley. And Harry Maguire, who is our captain, is suspended for that game. So we might, oh my days, we might be starting a defensive pair of Victor Lindelof and maybe Casemiro, because we cannot tell if Luke Shaw is going to be fit in time for the FA Cup semi-final, and if Lindelof gets an injury, because we are very sure he's going to play on Sunday against Nottingham Forest. If Lindelof has an injury on Sunday, we're going to be filling out group of midfielders in the center of our defense against Brighton. Or to be a United fan, it is difficult at this point. It is dangerous at this point because our players are dropping like flies. They are dropping like flies. We cannot catch a break. We cannot catch a break at United at this period. We keep on losing players to injury. We keep on losing players to suspension. Bruno Fernandes was suspended yesterday for a fluke yellow card. I mean, he was jumping. How's he going to pull his hand? How does the referee expect him to pull his hand? And he was given a yellow card. Bruno Fernandes is an important player for us, especially in Europe, in the knockout stages. If he doesn't give you a goal, he will give you an assist. There's not going to be no Bruno Fernandes against Sevilla next week. Our season, in my opinion, our season is over. Our season is over because we are going to keep on having those moments where we feel like, we're doing good, and at the end of the day, we end up losing that game, or we end up drawing that game, or we keep on having these poor results that we will be getting from time to time, because it's very possible that we don't dominate games as we've been doing over the past months, because Lisandro Martinez is an important player for us. He's the one bringing out the ball from the back. He's the best when it comes to that. Lindelof is not going to do that for you. With all Maguire's experience, as he would say, because we have to rely on Harry Maguire right now. He's our savior, for crying out loud. Harry Maguire is the savior of Man United at this point, because he is the only one who is going to come in and defend. And How can Harry Maguire be our savior? But that's what we have to face at this point because Phil Jones is the less said about Phil Jones, the better because he's not even been registered in the Premier League team, neither in Europe. So he's just out in the wind, and we cannot bring him back in this moment. Mengi, I'm not sure he's gonna be getting any chances. Twanzeb is on loan at Stoke. We don't have any option. Egbaye is on loan in the French league. It's difficult to be a Man United fan. It's difficult to be a Man United fan. It's very hard to find positives right now, but I will find positives. And I'm going to start with Marcel Sabitzer, the Austrian. Wow. You know what? We have to sign Marcel Sabitzer for whatever fee the Bundesliga champions will want us to pay. Is it £20 million? We go get him. Because if we had any other player, apart from Marcus Rashford, and I'm saying this with a bold fist, if we had any other player who had those chances that Marcel Sabitzer had yesterday, they wouldn't score. He's a genius when it comes to finishing. We saw in his RB Leipzig days when he was scoring bangers left, right, center. He's that kind of guy. And we have to make him an our permanent signing because he looks like the only positive thing we have right now going for us, Marcel Sabitzer, because he's been good, he's been decent. And yesterday, wow, he scored 2 goals. Without Marcel Sabitzer, 2 goals yesterday, we would have lost that game at Old Trafford. We would have lost. And we just, he's proven to be a great signing. Yeah, it's proven to be a great signing. Albeit is on loan, but we have to make him permanent. Unless we cannot say the same for Val Vegas. I cannot wait to the summer. I tell you, I cannot wait to the summer. I cannot wait to July or June, whatever the contract Man United have with Val Vegas. It needs to end this summer. We cannot get that guy into the team. I understand he works his balls off. He runs. He's a hard tackler. He presses a lot. How about some goals, bro? How about some goals? Score some goals, Val Vegas, because we needed to score goals. If you were scoring goals for us, if you were giving us the numbers, we wouldn't be telling you to go play, in the defensive midfield role, to go play in the 10. Leave the job for players who, they are designated to play that role. Your job, while you were brought into this team, was to give us a reinforcement in our striking department, and so far, it's been crap. He scored 2 goals for us, Val Vegas. 2 goals. Marcel Sabitzer scored 2 goals in less than 25 minutes yesterday. Val Vegas has given us 2 goals because of what? What does he do? He presses, he runs, lay up. We saw what Martial did yesterday. Wow. Anthony Martial, what a player, what a guy. He showed us what it is to be a Man United striker. Score goals, assist, the build up plays, linking up, and all that stuff. Val Vegas cannot do that. A striker, a chance, from the byline comes to Val Vegas. On his left side is Anthony Alanga. If he looks back, just back a little bit, Christian Eriksen is rushing and to finish off that chance. What does Val Vegas do? What does the Dutch big fella? What does he do? He passes the ball to Malasia, who is out of the 18-yard box. What are you doing, you donut? Why can't if he actually backheel that ball as a striker, as a Man United striker, if he backheel the ball, it's 3-0. If he passes the ball to Anthony Alanga, it's 3-0. If he passes the ball to Christian Eriksen, it's 3-0. We have to focus on the positives right now. We have to focus on the positives. And for positives, I'm just gonna say, wow, Matthias Sabitzer performing very well. Anthony Martial back among the goals and back among the assists. And Christian Eriksen, he didn't have a great game yesterday. And I know for a fact he was not up to speed. Okay, he's been out of the team for a better part of 3 months. and we know he needs a little bit of fitness here and there. So I'm gonna forgive him for that. He didn't have the best of games yesterday, Christian Eriksen, but it's good to have him back because when we're rocking up to Sevilla and the Ramos Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium next week, we need Christian Eriksen. He needs to be there for us. We have a player who can replace Bruno Fernandes very well. Not like Bruno Fernandes. No one can be like Bruno Fernandes, but he has his own skill set, which would be very important for us when we go next week to Sevilla. But you know, we just we just have to focus on the positives for now because if you want to talk about negatives, there are lots and lots of them because Harry Maguire needs to leave. Like we need to offload that guy in the summer. I'm gonna Harry Maguire, Eric Bailly needs to go, which means we need to be in the market for more defensive reinforcements. Phil Jones will be leaving. We're not gonna miss him anyways. I mean, great servant for the club, but he last gave us anything worth of service for the past 5 seasons. He's been a liability in the team. Sorry, good guy in the dressing room, long servant for the team and all that. But I mean, it's time to go, bro. We need to get in a defender. And Harry Maguire needs to leave. He needs to be the first guy to leave because he's our captain. And I'm sure when the Sevilla players saw him warming up to get into the pitch for the second half, they had an idea that they were going to get something out of that game. He puts confidence in our opponents. I've never seen a player who does that like Harry Maguire. His presence alone is just, it's just pressure upon pressure. It's chaos. It's a level of uncertainty, and you know, we need to, getting better players than Harry Maguire, and then we need to spend big this summer. And there's been a lot of talk about Victor Osimhen, Harry Kane, and also I'm looking at the midfield reinforcement. We still need one more midfielder, right? We still need one more fielder, even if we get in Massa Sabitzer from Dortmund. I think from Bayern. I beg your pardon. We still need to get another midfielder and someone who can replace Casemiro whenever Casemiro is out injured. We need a defensive midfielder, and I think of the Fulham guy, Jao Paulinho. He's been absolutely stunning this season. That guy, he's been breaking up play. He's been popping up with goals. He's just like a mini Casemiro. He can never be Case anyways, but he's that good. He's a very solid player, that guy, and I think he will do well in our team. I think we need a player of that caliber because when you have guys like that, they can always replace the big players whenever they're out injured. So we need to spend big this summer. And I mentioned that in the last video that the earlier we sort out the ownership stuff, at United, the better for all of us because we need a new owner who's coming in at this point to bring in investments and to bring in money so we could buy players because we cannot stand having the options we had yesterday on the bench to salvage a result for us, especially in a big game in Europe. When I was watching that game yesterday, and I looked on the fifth, one of the fifth 9 minutes, and then Ten Hag was making those three changes: Anthony Alanga, Christian Eriksen. I mean, Christian Eriksen, great guy. So I mean, but then Valdvega was also coming on. I looked at that that trio of substitutes, and I knew that game was done. I knew we were scoring again. I knew we were going to struggle to even get something out of that game, and then we just capitulated. We couldn't do anything any longer. So we need reinforcement this summer. The guys at the helm of affairs need to do their background checks a lot. We need top quality players. We need world class players. Man United needs world class players. We cannot afford to go to the Champions League next season if we qualify, because I want us to qualify. It's going to be very difficult now because of the key players we're missing. I mean, we're missing the key guys in our team. It's so sad. But next season, if we're gonna be in Europe, we need top quality players. We need world class players. We need to sign guys who are not afraid to hold the ball because I think one of the problems we have at United is we have a lot of players who are scared to hold the ball. We have players who don't want to take responsibility when the tough gets going. We just have players who just want to get it out of the leg. It's not my fault. If the ball gets bad, it's your fault. It wasn't my responsibility. If you watch Barcelona or some of these other top guys in Europe, the Man Cities of this world, the Real Madrids of this world, whenever the ball gets with their players, you always see this level of calmness. Tony Cruz is not booting the ball out like it's a bomb or it's dynamite. No, he caresses the ball. He makes the ball his friend. He loves that pressure of being able to hold the ball. We don't have that at United. Every single midfield player or every player we have, apart from the guys who are quite technical in our team. I'm going to give you three names who are quite technical. Who, whenever they have the ball, they treat the ball like the ball is my friend. Luke Shaw, Alessandro Martinez, and Anthony Martial. The rest of our squad are always eager to get the ball off the legs. Like, calm down, bro. I mean, this is the ball. You need the ball to be your friend. If you watch Pedri and Gavi, the Barcelona guys, the young boys, when you see them with the ball, when they're giving passes and all that, it's always with a level of arrogance that you're not going to take this ball from me. But United midfielders and our players don't have that kind of they don't there's no level of responsibility from these guys. It's just a little bit of cowardice, and it's down to our goalkeeper Daher, who whenever he has the ball, there's no calmness from our goalkeeper. He just wants to put the ball straight away. I mean, like to anybody, you're gonna get the ball wherever it is, and it doesn't make any sense. It is not sustainable. The earlier we have players who are gonna have the ball and then treat the ball like it's their friend, and then be happy that they have the ball. We're not going to get anywhere. We are going to get anywhere at all. And I think we are going to be in trouble against Nottingham Forest on Sunday because I'm twitching my fingers and I'm doing a lot of brainstorming. And I'm looking at 11 who's going to be playing against Nottingham Forest on Sunday. And I'm looking at that back line and it's giving me a stroke. It's giving me a migraine because Wan Bissaka has played back-to-back games. I think he's going to be getting rest on Sunday. So we're looking at a defensive pairing of Dalo, Lindelof, Maguire, and Malasia. A typical away game for United where the pressure is very, very tough, very, very strong against a relegation threatened side. I think we're going to be in trouble. Can we win the game? That's yet to be seen. But I know and I think we're going to be in trouble if we ever find a way to scrap 3 points from that game. It's not going to be a pretty game. I think there are going to be a lot of O's and R's. I was listening to Ten Hag today, and he was mentioning the fact that Anthony Martial is not still fit to play 90 minutes. And then he was being asked if Anthony Martial is going to start at City Ground in Nottingham Forest. And he was like, I cannot tell you if he will start. So if the manager is coming out with uncertain statements like that, it's a big problem because Val Vegas is going to be starting on Sunday. Val Vegas is going to be starting on Sunday. If you look at that front line, Jadon Sancho didn't cover himself in glory against Sevilla. No, he was poor, very poor against Sevilla. Okay, I'm looking at our options. Attacking wise. What's Ten Hag gonna do on Sunday? Is he gonna still persist with Jadon Sancho on the left, or is Bruno gonna play out wide? Which if I'm to give my ideal 11, I think I'm gonna play Bruno on the flank on Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna play Bruno on the left. Bruno on the left. Um, Bald Vegas, it's a bitter pill in my mouth. I've just got to swallow that. Bald Vegas, at the center as our number nine, and Anthony on the right, who has been absolutely great since his coming. He's been developing, then performing, like bit by bit. We have something always promising whenever it comes from Anthony Dos Santos. So I think in the midfield we could go, Sabitzer, and we could get Fred back in because he's been long coming. Fred, he deserves a start. He could pair with Casemiro, and then the back line, like I said, is going to be Dalo, Lindelof, Maguire, and Malasia. So it's that kind of game where you think we might struggle. We might struggle because of the key players we have missing, but I think we can only hope for the best, United. We can only hope for the best. So that's all for today, and we can only look forward to Sunday and see how well we perform, and then hope that we have a better performance than what we did against Sevilla. And stop missing chances, United players. Stop missing chances. Stop missing chances. It's hurting us. We cannot win games if we keep missing chances. Chances upon chances. You've got to stop. All right? Yeah. So we just have to be hopeful, that everything goes to plan. And don't forget to, like our page. Also, refer our page to your friends. We've got good stuff coming for you guys. Yeah, we're gonna be getting some promotional stuff for you guys. You guys who have shared and liked our page and then shared it to your friends. We love that. Okay, you just keep growing with us, and then we keep on giving you more and better content. So have yourself a great day, and do enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.